Pull up. Thank you, Pamela. All right, so everybody should be able to see the agenda on the screen now. One moment, let me fix this. All right, now I'm not hearing myself. All right, everybody, well, welcome to December's meeting. It's already December and we're coming up on the holidays. Couple things on today's agenda before we get started, so we can get started. First, some shout outs and wins. First and foremost, big shout out to Elena Marler and Adam Cortigas with our online merch store that has opened up as of a couple weeks ago. After only a couple weeks, we are already at over 30 sales and over $1,000 in sales. So it's been an awesome influx of money for the PTA and an awesome way to get everybody their Collinswood swag, which is always in hot demand. So Adam, awesome job on the website and getting all the coding magic done. And Elena, thank you for your hard work in getting the merchandise and everything ordered and inventoried, which is a task in of itself.
And thank you for all of my volunteers who helped on Friday. I had a sick child and wasn't able to help with any of the processing on that at all. So thanks for all of my volunteers who helped with that.
Teamwork makes the dream work, everybody.
Definitely.
Right. Second big win, something that has come up this week, thanks to a lot of people on the PTA board, specifically Sherry with her Facebooking and communication skills. We have made arrangements for food trucks to be available at the first 7 basketball games here at Collinswood. So we're trying to come up with fun and unique ways to bring people back into the school, come up with different ways to engage everybody. And we all know that it's hard to get from, with us being a magnet school, it's hard to get from different parts of the city back to campus and try to do lunch or try to do dinner and homework and all that. So it's always good to have dinner here so that we can attend the basketball games and enjoy the events at the school while also making sure that we can feed ourselves and our kids. So I've got the dates listed here. The first one's actually this week on Thursday, the 7th. You can check the school calendar as well for all the dates. And just as a quick heads up, the boys games start at 5 p.m. and the girls games start at 6 p.m. And the food trucks are usually set up about 4:45 or so. So you can get your food before the game starts. There's also rumors that there may be some sort of pom-pom action available at these games, but more on that to follow during the games. We'll see. And the last big win is something that I wanted to talk to everybody about today, make sure we got it out. It's not fully official yet. We haven't kind of ironed out the details, but one thing that the PTA board discussed earlier this week is kind of in our ongoing efforts to make sure that we're engaging our middle schoolers and kind of making the PTA as inclusive and diverse a group as the school itself. For next year's board, we're actually, executive board, we're actually adding another board position. Instead of just one president and one vice president, we're going to have one president and then we're going to have 2 vice presidents. One is going to be dedicated to elementary school happenings and the other one's going to be dedicated to middle school happenings. And along with that, Principal Modine will be assigning an elementary representative to be the main point of contact for the elementary VP and a middle school representative to be the main point of contact for the middle school vice president. So with that, we're going to really try to hone in on the exact needs of each part of the school and really make sure that we're doing what we can to make things great for all the kids. So before we move on, any questions, comments, or concerns? Silence is golden. And if somebody on online, if you can let me know if there's a question in the chat, because my chat's not coming up. So just let me know, take yourself off mute and give me a shout if somebody says anything on the chat. All right, next up, couple follow-up items from last month's meeting. Firstly, the concerns and kind of some of the hardships that were communicated about parent-teacher conferences, specifically that they were all done virtually for the elementary schoolers, and there was seemingly no option for in-person. In addition, with the curriculum night being online. As I said last time, we heard those concerns, we took them up, and we spoke with Principal Modine. And Principal Medine has communicated that first curriculum night will not be virtual next year. It will be in person. Secondly, they're going to speak with the staff about making sure that there are options for both in-person and virtual parent-teacher conferences to better suit the teachers and the parent schedules. And lastly, something I'm pretty excited about is Principal Modine is working closely with the PTA and with the other administrators and staff members of the school. We're trying to find fun and unique ways to bring people into the school outside of school, regular school hours. You know, things like the family movie event that was done last month to watch Coco and hang out and have an open gym. We'll be having more of those. Be on the lookout for additional curriculum night style events to be announced at a later date. So we're working really hard to make sure that we can engage parents and we can be in the schools and know what our kids are doing and have a better idea of what their teachers are like and how they're influencing and teaching our kids. Any questions there? All right. Next follow-up item is room parents. I spoke with Ann Allen about the room parents. Last time there was questions about whether all the classes had room parents available or if there were any classes that are still lacking. Ann confirmed that all classes do have room parents assigned, except for middle school that doesn't do room parents. And in most cases, there's also a backup in place. So if you have any questions about whom your room parent is, you can reach out to the channels, the various grade level channels in GroupMe, or you can reach out to somebody in the PTA and we'll get you in contact with Ann or with the appropriate room parent. All right, next I will turn it over to Principal Modine for the Ham Jam investments. You can sit if you want, they can hear you.
No, okay.
Let me pull up the as long as you speak loudly, they'll hear you.
Come closer to the microphone. I just didn't know where the camera was, so I just wanted to stay here. All right, good afternoon, everybody. I wanted to just follow up about the Hamilton fundraiser that was done last spring. And where that money has been spent, because we want to be really clear about that we're using this money to benefit the kids and the teachers here at Collinswood. So the first thing is we've spent about a little over $22,000 on books for teachers' libraries. And the biggest chunk of that has been books that are in Spanish, because that was something that was lacking in the classrooms. So we've purchased novel sets that can be used by the teachers, and we've also fully stocked classroom libraries for some of our teachers that didn't have a classroom library. So the next thing that we spent the money on was on professional learning for the staff. We sent 4 staff members to La Cosecha, which is a dual language immersion conference in New Mexico. And the third thing is classroom supplies. So we have an ongoing wish list that the teachers have added to. They can go in and add things at any time. And then we go through that periodically, and we're purchasing things as we go based on, we're really looking at our school improvement plan to make sure that the things that the teachers are buying are things that will support our school improvement plan and our students growing in all of the areas that they need to grow in. And then the next slide. We have spent money on recruiting and publicity and on our families, and that's been about close to $5,000. That also includes materials that we've purchased from our print shop to support our open houses that we have. And then a big chunk of money was spent on teacher appreciation, and those are items that were that have been purchased to show the teachers that we really appreciate everything that they do, kind of some swag things, sweatshirts, just so that they know that they're appreciated. And so as of today, we spent about $50,000 of the money that was donated, and we continue to spend that money as we get it. A couple of other things, and because we haven't finalized these yet, but we do have a group of teachers that we're sending to the Foreign Language Association of North Carolina conference, and that's going to be in the spring. And so that's going to be a big chunk of money because we want to try to send as many staff members as possible. It's in Greenville, North Carolina. And then we have technology resources that we've purchased, which Learning A to Z, Miss Labrizzi.
She walked out. Yeah.
I think it was about almost $5,000 for Learning A to Z. But the thing about it is it's texts that are in Spanish and in English. So the kids have a plethora of materials that they can be reading. And that's the biggest thing we want to make sure the kids are reading in Spanish and English. And then we're still purchasing wish list items. Like I said, it's an ongoing list. And so when teachers want something, they add it to the list or they come and talk to us. And pretty much if they ask for it and it's going to support our school goals, we're not going to tell them no until the money's gone.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Principal Modine about the money that's been spent from Ham Jam?
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
It's Christmas.
The conferences seem like they would be really beneficial for the teachers because it's only a limited amount of teachers that are able to go out of all the teachers
Right.
in the school. Is there any like plan for those teachers to kind of disseminate the information that they've gotten from the conference
Right.
to the rest of them to make the money that you spent go even farther with the rest of the teachers?
Yeah, so that's part of the deal. If you go to a conference, you have to be willing to come back and present to and share what you've learned with the staff.
Okay.
Because that's the only way we're going to build capacity. We can't send the whole school to a conference. And so like with the La Cosecha conference, Miss Labrizzi and I have already gotten some ideas of things that we shared with the staff from the dual language conference. So we try to make sure that whatever we do, it's aligned with our school improvement plan goals, because we want to make sure that we're keeping our focus on the right things, because your focus can go in a million directions. But we really want to focus on the things that our school needs and our kids need.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? All right, cool deal. Chat looks quiet. Oh, did I just close that window? I did just close that window.
Which window?
The window with my agenda on it, you know, the important one. Give me 1 second, everybody. I'm a professional, I swear.
We believe you.
This is where you fill the empty space telling us about the picture in the background.
Well, the picture in the background, that is Link from the popular video game series, The Legend of Zelda. This screenshot or this image is specifically from the Breath of the Wild game. It was released in 2017 for Nintendo Switch, which was followed up by woo, how much can I come up with? Which was followed by the release of hey, we've got our agenda back.
I swear the question was not scripted.
He's good.
Yeah, he had a very good response.
Thank you. Y'all are making me sweat today. All right. Next up, some committee updates. So I'm gonna turn it over to Dominique. And Dominique, when you are ready, let's hear what you got.
Okay, hey, so currently in the bank, we have $66,006.89. That will go up by $14,000. Hopefully tomorrow. We have some grants that we received from donor advised funds. And I have an appointment at the bank to make sure that that all makes it to our account smoothly. Since we had some little like hiccups with that, mostly they were written out to us with our formal like government legal name, which doesn't match the account name on the bank for some reason. So I have to match up the EINs at the bank. That'll all get done tomorrow. I have an appointment. As far as other things, we have some money that we might want to reallocate. The biggest thing I know, Danny, and if this is not the meeting you want to do this, just let me know. We can move it to another meeting. We wanted to do another family event, the higher energy event. Did we want to cover that today?
You know what, let's cover that one in January after
Okay.
the holidays. We've got so much stuff going on
Okay.
right now. I don't want to kind of detract from anything
Yep.
else.
Other than that, everything is looking good. Today we kicked off the book fair. I'm not sure what our end of day numbers were for our checks or for our electronic sales, but we solidly made a couple $100 in cash on just the first day. That's about it for me.
Thank you very much. All right, next up is
Do you want me to
Ann.
stand there?
It is up to you. You can stand up
I
here.
feel like I need a little podium.
Go for
I'm
it.
gonna-
The camera is right there. So you can
Where's
just
the camera?
there.
Oh, okay. Hey, everybody. Ann Allen. I wanted to thank all our parents and families that participate in Collinswood Cares. For those of you who don't know what Collinswood Cares is, we work with the school guidance counselors to identify urgent needs and just sort of ongoing needs for some of our families or members of our community that have needs, financial needs mainly. So in the summer and fall, our funds went to back to school supply packs. We stocked our nurse's office with clothing items. Gift cards were used for food, gas, and other essential clothing items for our families. We just distributed Thanksgiving gift cards. We're going to use some funds to enable students to participate in the book fair. And now we are going to transition into the holidays, and our wonderful guidance counselors have put together a spreadsheet with angel tree and wish list items. And we would love it if our families would, we'll distribute that to our existing email list tomorrow. I'll drop Nikki Moore's email in the chat if any new families would like to add on and adopt a family for the holidays for our angel tree. It's completely anonymous. Only Miss Burgess and Miss Singleton know where these gifts are going to. But yeah, we would love some additional participation, and thank you to everyone that's participated in Collinswood Cares up to now. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm gonna let you drop this into the chat.
Oh,
when we get a
perfect.
chance. That's her email.
Got it. All right, any questions for Ann before we go on to the next adventure? Alrighty, next up is from our nominating committee. And Naomi, admittedly, I put you on the agenda last minute. So if you don't have anything in particular to say, I was just going to let everybody know in general about the upcoming nominations.
Yeah, thank you. I was going to mention kind of similar things to what you already said, just that we're adding that extra board member position this year, the second VP. So just if everyone could do me a favor, we have currently 3 members on the nominating committee. So if you're interested in joining that committee, I will put my email in the chat and you can feel free to also join us. That would be great. And as well as that, if you know of someone or you yourself feel like you're very motivated, talented, responsible, any of those things, and you are interested yourself in possibly being on the board next year, you can nominate yourself too. That'd be awesome. So I will put my email there, and you will definitely hear more from me as the year progresses as far as how to submit nominations formally, like we did last year. Yes. Pamela, do you have a question? Okay. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you're coming through loud and clear.
Okay. Pamela, we can't hear you. Okay, maybe she'll put her question in the chat, but yeah, so just keep us in mind if you come across anyone that you think might be a great fit for next year's board. We are always happy to accept those nominations. That's super helpful for us. Oh, okay, so Pamela says that her 2-year term as secretary is ending this year. So we will be looking for a secretary as well as some other positions too. Does anyone have any questions for me? Okay, I will put my email in there. So like I said, if you have anyone you'd like to nominate or just for me to kind of keep on my radar, I can even reach out to them for you if you feel uncomfortable doing that. Or if you would like to join our nominating committee as well, you can email me. Thank you.
Thanks, Naomi. All right, and if, like Naomi said, if anybody has questions about nomination process or even what it's like to serve on the PTA board, feel free to reach out to Naomi directly, or anybody who's currently on the PTA board. We're always happy to share our thoughts, our adventures, and all the good that comes with volunteering in a board position. All right, last item I have on the agenda is it's a busy week, y'all. So tonight we have the PTA meeting. Tomorrow night we have, or excuse me, Wednesday night, the 6th, we're doing the PTA holiday social at Autoport, which is like 2 streets that direction from the school. That one is for adults only, but it starts at 6:30. There is an RSVP link. Come out, enjoy some social time with adults, with other adults from the PTA. It's always a good time. There's also on the RSVP link, there's also a place where you can denote whether you're going to bring a dessert to share or something savory to share. Thank you, Dominique, for putting the link in the chat. So anything that you can bring to share, to munch on, or just come out and hang out, that'll start at 6:30 on Wednesday. On Thursday, like I mentioned earlier, the boys basketball game starts at 5 o'clock. Come out, enjoy the basketball game, enjoy food from the food trucks. And then also rumor about the basketball games is we may try to link some sort of incentive with it that may or may not involve people in cheerleading outfits. I don't know. I will leave that to other people to decide. And then lastly, on Friday, we have the family social. That one's going to be over at Old Mecklenburg Brewery, again, right up the road from here. It's going to start right after school at about 4:15 and just kind of go. It's a very informal event. Come out and hang out. They have a great Christmas market with a lot of local vendors. They have food and drink. They have a really crazy place for kids to play so they can run around and have some fun and burn a lot of energy on a Friday afternoon before heading home. So that is all I've got for the written agenda. Anybody have any general questions, comments? Anybody have something to add to the agenda that's not on here? Hey, Maya.
I'm always good for a question.
All right, let's hear it. What you got?
So the holidays coming up, I've heard other schools, and I don't know what we do here, but that they have classrooms adopt a staff member who's not their teacher. So whether it's a guidance counselor or other specials or whatever, so that all of the people in the school get something and everybody's not given 30 gifts or whatever. So I don't know if we ever do that here or if that's, we probably can't pull it off for this year, but it's something we could do maybe in the future, just to split up kind of the non-classroom people. So that everyone.
Yeah, I think that maybe could be something the room parents could look at for next year. Or get it done now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic idea. It's not something we've done in the past.
No,
but great idea.
Awesome, solid idea. Well,
Just stole it from somebody else, so.
hey, you brought it up to the group, so you get credit for it.
Hey,
Any
Danny,
other
I'm just gonna shout out real quick if I can. We still have some open slots for volunteers at the book fair, and we would appreciate every single pair of hands we can get in there. Those kids are so excited, but we're on the verge of having to close the shop on Wednesday because we don't have enough volunteers.
What time specifically, Dominique, on Wednesday?
I'm not sure. I think kind of all of Wednesday was pretty wide open. I did put a link there on the group chat.
Pardon the scroll, everybody. All right, so it looks like we need help in the morning, the preschool, before school action. Everything else looks full, Dominique. We got
Maybe, I don't know. I talked to Miss Ray and I know she said she was worried about Wednesday, but maybe it's Thursday. I'm not sure now.
I think it's Wednesday morning is what it is,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
I told her that I can come in Wednesday morning and I told her I could come in Thursday morning as well because I'll be there dropping off Bella for chorus.
All right, awesome. So that's the link is in the chat for anybody who wants to take a look. Working the book fair for anybody who hasn't done it is surprisingly easy. Don't be intimidated by the POS system. It's very kind of PhD system, push your dummy. So, and then Ms. Ray is very good about teaching you all the ropes very quickly. And the best part is you can suggestively sell to some of the kids and make sure that everybody's money is being spent on, you know, books instead of just pencils and pens and pockets and all that good stuff. All right, there is a question from Zaina in the chat for you, Anne. Does Collinswood Care also open it up to donations for teachers and staff, or is it strictly students? The reason for asking is because we have a need for some teachers who are away from home and family.
But the idea behind it is that it would be open to anybody, any member of the community in need. Nikki and I have been working with the counselors who probably don't have that line of communication with teachers and staff. Maybe if, I don't know, Miss Modine knew.
They do,
But
but counselors would know.
They would
If
know.
yeah, they more than likely would know if there's a staff member.
'Cause that's
that needs something,
certainly-
'cause we've done that before.
Yeah, something that we're open to. It's
Awesome.
It's the whole community, right?
All right, any other questions from the class here?
I do want to just shout out for the benefit of the group that we do have an international trip this year. We have two that one is approved by CMS. We'll be going to Spain, Madrid, Toledo, and El Segovia. Barring that, we have people that just decide to enroll, and that meeting is tomorrow night. And then Ms. Burgess continues to work on her plans for the exchange trip with a school in Spain. So just wanted to let people know that we are working hard to try to get those back on the docket. And then going into next year, we have a survey that's been out to middle school, rising 5th, 6th, 7th, rising 6th, 7th, and 8th grade families. So we can get interests, and then we'll be forming an SIT committee to explore international trips and how we can make them equitable and affordable for all.
Awesome. Any other questions or shout outs? Going once, going twice. All right, I guess officially I make a motion to end the meeting. So we're following our parliamentary procedure here. Do I have a second? We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
See y'all next month. Hey, everybody. Hope to
Aye.
see you at the events this week. Hope to see you out and about at the school. You see me on Friday for the carpoolers. And for those of you who I won't see, happy holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, winter solstice, all I think 14 holidays that are in the month of December. We'll see you next time.
Bye, thanks, Danny. I would love to go and and cook dinner, like that would be nice.
Gotta drop it in that.
It does happen.